Have you ever really stopped to think about how you learn? I mean, we spend so much of our lives focused on the what, the facts, the dates, the formulas, that we kind of forget about the how. Well, today we're going to unpack a really powerful idea from the International Baccalaureate that puts the how right in the spotlight.
So let's just start with this big question. What's more important, what you learn or how you learn? Think about your own time in school for a second. What's been more valuable in the long run? The specific things you memorized or the skills you picked up that help you understand and figure things out? That's really the core idea we're diving into today.
Well, the IB program, they have a very clear answer to that question. It's all built on this one core belief. Learning how to learn is fundamental to a learner's education. And that's not just a nice sounding phrase, you guys. It's the engine that powers their entire approach to teaching and learning.
So think about it like this. The goal isn't just to collect a bunch of facts about history or science. The real point is to build yourself a personal toolkit of skills. These are the tools you're going to use not just to get through school, but for pretty much the rest of your life.
Okay, so if we're building this toolkit for learning, what are the must-have tools? What's actually inside? Well, the IB framework zeroes in on 5 core skills that are absolutely essential. So let's open up the box and take a look.
These are what the IB calls the approaches to learning, or ATLs for short. And there are 5 of them: thinking, research, communication, social, and self-management. Now, the really important thing to get here is that these aren't 5 separate boxes. They're all interconnected, like a web, and they all support each other. First up, we've got thinking skills. And this is so much more than just being smart. It's about thinking critically, analyzing things, questioning them. It's about being creative, coming up with new ideas, looking at things from a totally different angle. And it's about being reflective, which helps you actually make sense of it all.
Next, research skills. And wow, in the age of the internet and just information overload, this one is huge. This is all about knowing how to ask good questions, how to find information, and maybe most importantly, how to evaluate if that information is even legit, and then of course, how to use it in an ethical way.
Then there are communication skills. This is how we share all our amazing ideas with each other. But here's the thing. It's not just about talking. It's about being a good listener, it's about reading body language, and it's about being able to write clearly and effectively. It's the whole shebang.
The 4th tool in the kit is social skills, which makes sense, right? Because learning is hardly ever a solo mission. This is all about working together in a group, building good relationships with people, and developing that social emotional intelligence you need to navigate, well, life.
And the final tool is maybe the most personal one of all: self-management. This is your internal engine. It's about managing your time and getting things done, for sure, but it's also about managing your own mindset, having perseverance when things get tough, and building that emotional resilience to keep on going.
Okay, so we've got these 5 powerful skills. But what's the end goal here? Why does building this toolkit matter so much? Well, it's all about creating self-regulated learners.
So what on earth is a self-regulated learner? It's basically a student who takes active control of their own learning. They stop being just passengers in the classroom. Instead, they become the agents, the drivers of their own education. They're in charge.
I absolutely love this quote from B.J. Zimmerman. It just perfectly captures this shift in thinking. Learning stops being this passive thing that just happens to you. It becomes something you do for yourself, proactively. And that, right there, is a total game changer. So what does this actually look like in real life? Well, it means a learner can set their own goals. They know how to ask really good questions to get where they need to go. They learn how to motivate themselves, how to keep going, and they're constantly looking back at what they've done, trying new things, and checking in on their own progress. They're really in the driver's seat.
This all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually happen? How is this toolkit actually built day in and day out in a classroom?
So here's the crucial thing. These skills don't just magically appear. Students don't just absorb them. They have to be explicitly taught. Teachers have to model them, and then students have to practice them over and over again. It's about creating real learning experiences where students can build these skills with the right support.
This table is a fantastic way to see how it all connects. Just look at how these skills are woven into the fabric of a normal school day. When you're exploring new ideas for a project, you're practicing research and communication. When you're observing something really carefully in a science experiment, that's thinking and self-management. Even something as simple as taking turns in a group discussion is practice for your social and communication skills. Every little activity is an opportunity to build the toolkit.
And this brings us to the big picture, the so what of it all. Why invest so much in these skills? Because it's not just about school, it's about creating a lifelong learner with a toolkit that's ready for the future.
Because ultimately, the goal of all this, of the approaches to learning, isn't just to help students get good grades. It's so much bigger than that. It's about building a solid foundation for a lifetime of curiosity, of asking questions, and of being successful in whatever you choose to do.
So, I'll leave you with this question. Look at this toolkit one more time. Thinking, research, communication, social, and self-management. If you could pick just one of those to really focus on and strengthen in your own life right now, which one would it be? It's a really powerful thing to think about, and the answer, well, it might just change how you approach your own journey of learning.